Okay, so thank you for attending today's webinar. Today's topic is to talk about a new way to integrating AI with quantum computing, as I frame as a unified AI native computational intelligence framework for drug discovery. So I will share my presentation in slide mode first. So So I'm going to lead today's webinar because actually my series webinar always have a guest speaker to share the invite the industry expert actually working in the topic area, and also she can share the like in dive and deeper level understanding and experience. But unfortunately, I tried with several speakers, potential speakers was not, but I could not successfully invite them. So I will lead over the webinar. So I just include the industry expert part for the demo that show you the what actually that quantum computing can be applied to in the drug discovery process. Okay, so I share my presentation in chat box so you can have it. So I'm not going to go detail, but rather I'm going to talk about a little bit practical thing and then show the demo and have a discussion time. So evolution of AI-powered drug discovery is just an introduction. So I just have a researches about what the current state of art, where this going on, especially in the computational drug discovery aspect. And second, I'm going to touch upon the real world and emerging quantum advantage for AI-powered drug discovery. So there are several initiatives. Like for example, in the Cleveland Clinic and also like IBM and other the healthcare and life science areas. And then I'm going to briefly touch upon the I why I developed the so-called Unified AI Computation Intelligence Framework, and I will show the live demo. So you never seen this kind of live demo before. So I will show you that to give you the very good sense about what is meant by the quantum advantage to bring into AI native quantum like a drug discovery process. So this is just an introduction, so I don't want to share a lot of time to here because I already shared the detailed white papers on this topic, and then you can look at it in anywhere. So the drug discovery is a transform, right? 'Cause from the traditional one, purely laboratory thing, and then now it is a computational. So drug discovery becoming increasingly AI driven and computational science becoming central to pharmaceutical innovation. So scientific workflows are becoming increasingly interconnected, very complex, and discovery cycle continues to accelerate. So it's a low cost, effective way to is the way actually the in the R&D in pharmaceutical pharma bio in drug discovery process is required. Okay, so why is increasing computational? So biomedical data continues to grow exponentially. Huge amount of data and scientific model continue to increase in complexity, and computational workloads continue to expand, and scientific productivity increase depending on the computing infrastructure. So to my understanding, in the big pharma company have some of the professionals only focus on providing the managing resources, usually the relate to high performance computing area. But now I found that some of the big pharma also have an interest in the quantum, so they have several steps to focus on quantum in drug discovery and other biomedical areas. So And then, so explosion of biomedical data, right? So multi-omics is one key, and structural biology and biomedical knowledge also increasing, and scientific evidence now span multiple data modalities. So AI across drug discovery pipeline is already, I think that the AI using the discovery is a norm now. So biopharma through the biopharma professional community is AI is adopted as like a norm to be used. So AI supports target identification, AI accelerate molecular discovery, predict safety and efficacy, and support clinical development. So even with that, actually, there are still has challenges because of the biology remain extremely complex, right? Because biology is complex. So even with the AI, there are very limitation we can have it. And computational demand continue to increase. So large, huge computing resources require, right? As AI develop more, we have a AI data center more develop is the same thing. So our scientific workflow remain fragmented and then using infrastructure to scale. So so that's why that bring attention that another layer is called quantum. So but basically quantum is not replacing in the traditional drug discovery either or nor to the like AI driven, but they are actually the augmented. So I just bring this terminology, the quantum advantage for AI powered drug discovery. So this quantum advantage have two meanings. One is they are really advantage over traditional one because of the nature of the problem. For example, in the drugs, small molecular drugs, they need to understand the molecular structure and their interaction, dynamics, everything, and the underlying physics to govern their the behavior or their like the interaction is basically is governed by the quantum computing. So basically, in naturally, the quantum as a nature is a quantum native, right? Quantum native problem is is a definite advantage. But also like just to provide like to compare the performance with the traditional method, traditional computing, right? If they have over better outcomes with a low cost or whatever in the benefit, and they bring the advantage. I'm using the both side of the aspect. So so not every drug discovery problem needs quantum computing. Yeah, definitely. I explained, right? So only the two type of the quantum advantage required. So drug discovery incorporates diverse computational problem, and classical computing remains highly effective for most workload. So quantum computing targets specific computational bottleneck, right? Because some of the challenging with the bring the traditional computing, or as I mentioned, like inherently quantum native problem in many aspects of the drug discovery required. So 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 I just have some framework that I want to be utilizing this quantum advantage as an optional layer in the traditional AI-driven or AI-powered drug discovery process. So why quantum computing matters? So drug molecular, as I mentioned, drug molecules are governed by quantum mechanics, so quantum native. Classical approximation become increasingly difficult. And also small prediction errors can significant consequences. And quantum computing directly model quantum system, right? So inherently quantum, or that there is a bottleneck in the traditional one. So whether the quantum computing delivers the greatest scientific value, like this is just example, right? There's a multiple. So electronic structural simulation, protein ligand, energy refinement, and then reaction energetics and traditional state chemistry or molecular optimization, something like that. So this is I just analyzed that the motivation of doing this is actually the my fundamental goal that this is I just motivate like over past 6 months I really intensely working on like a so-called like a quantum power drug discovery integrate a traditional AI system. And then I have a very difficulty in adoption. So even that in general, quantum computing is hot now, right? It's very hot like AI in the during the like large language model develop. It's very similar in here and nationally. Yesterday was one summit about it. They call like Genesis Summit. The Genesis is a Genesis computing, right? It's kind of like a genesis of the new paradigm of the computing, right? So they think about quantum computing is a new computing infrastructure powering national innovation in integrated AI. That's a key. And then they want to bring the like a more perfect the quantum computing hardware integrate with the other supporting system. They want to building up the ecosystem. So it's kind of like a Genesis project is kind of like within 2 years, 3 years in like a collaboration with among the government agencies and then with like a public-private partnership with and then also like university and other sectors involved and in like ecosystem wise driving the innovation to the like they call like a scientifically viable like they want to developing and then apply to a perfect like a problem solver to in the scientific area. And then they're driving this direction and then so they want to be like a full towards quantum computing within 2 or 3 years. Because still we have noisy states and then all the quantum computing is not perfect. So so that has issue, and then among the like tech industry, that's a very hot topic adopted. But even with that, if I focus on healthcare life sciences, I know that some of the frontiers in a research level, there was some pilot, but still it's not well adopted. So when I tried to promote, actually, I appeared with one of the company to developing their business cases and business model and then get the attention from the community and then wanted to have a collaboration partner, something like that. And I contacted thousands actually that I feel that they are the professional in at least in the biopharma in healthcare and relate to like biomedical innovation, especially drug discovery and therapeutic innovation, something like that. I organize a dozen webinar, invite the speakers, and then provide promotional material that I want to collaborate. I had a very difficult time. So, I think about the strategically what is the best way to adopt to make them adopt to have a sense of the quantum computing is really advantage in the early stage and that they need to test. This is one thing that actually the recent there was a article in the MIT Sloan Management Schools magazine. Why now is the time to enterprise to some experiment with a quantum, right? So, my strategy that I found that over past 6 months, I had hard time to communicate with them to adopt the quantum computing in their like R&D or the like product discovery or other thing. So, my idea is to just as like a traditional pattern or workflow is let it go. So I know that here is a bunch of the vendors actually adopted in the big five pharma to at least they using these tools to their innovation R&D and drug discovery process. So I just think about what's the best way utilizing. Do not touch anything, right? Because if you want something changing, nothing to not completely like relate to the like in the existing workflow something like that. I know that it's a very hard time. So I just have some idea that the in the keep the existing workflow in R&D or innovation or especially drug discovery, and then how they actually bring the whenever I found the quantum advantage and how the actually the provide interface as a like additional layer of the interface bring whenever find out the quantum advantage I discover is a quantum nature problem or the quantum advantage is over the traditional methodology, then they can be like utilizing some of the platform that I can provide in a quantum computing area. So I just analyzed the potential, how they can do, and then I just analyzed the existing AI powered the drug discovery platform, and then their process, their content, and then where we can provide some quantum advantage. Actually, the this quantum advantage is actually the recognized by the agentic AI, and as I said, like there is a the computational intelligence layer powered by the AI to know about the opportunity and then seamlessly link with the quantum advantage area. That's a motivation. So I think that you can look at it here. Okay, so this is just a AI enabled quantum advantage layer. So AI remains a scientific reasoning engine. So they are reasoning engine, and then quantum computing becomes a specialized computational accelerator. And classical computing continued to perform most of computational work, and computational intelligence orchestrate a complete ecosystem. So I just briefly touch upon this. So I already expressed my motivation to develop new framework. Actually, that to let the current the traditional the framework still there, an additional layer to integrate. Like how it actually can integrate seamlessly and working seamlessly. That's a goal. So, so highly specialized one. So scientific work for continuous increase. I just to make some background. But so what I'm thinking about is to this AI enabled computation intelligence, AI transform scientific reasoning, and identity intelligence transform scientific workflows. Computational intelligence from scientific execution and unified computational intelligence become the operating system. So I'm thinking about it's like operating system of the biopharma innovation, R&D, drug discovery process, right? Because they can operate the operating system. So they not only that they actually the orchestrating and operating the traditional one, so they add the computational intelligence and other like reasoning intelligence over the traditional way. And then they operate in traditional method. And then when they spot there is a really strong quantum advantage found, and then they can apply to another layer to operate. So you can think of the computing operating system like you have a computer software and a computer performance in the PC or Mac or whatever. And then you find out the way to find out the way the new mechanism or new operating system can bring that to accelerate the process or the having to give you a more valuable thing, right? So this is the same concept. So, it's a there's kind of domain-based logic classification, multi-layer intelligent architecture, and heterogeneous computational ecosystem, and quantum advanced layer is the architecture of this system. So I didn't implement it yet. This is just the idea that I want to be focused on maybe from next month. But I think that this is just a basic idea to introduce you that if you are interested in join to endeavor, like this is very valuable one. Is touch of the current market, and then actually provide a value at this layer. So so, this is end-to-end native quantum advantage augmented drug discovery workflow. So just to provide, to give you a sense of the like well-defined traditional drug discovery process, especially the in silico small molecular drug discovery process, in contrast with where the new intelligence, where the new layer can be in, right? So I'm not going to talk over much, but this is a traditional method and just to repeat it again. If you are in this space and then you can understand it. So here is the one. Here is a quantum opportunity discovery engine. So agentic AI have a multiple skills. So they monitor each work process, and then there is a spot that there is a strong quantum advantage found in a traditional drug discovery workflow, and then this additional step in, and then they link with another platform can provide this. So the next section, I'm going to show another layer, that quantum, hybrid quantum, to bring that and integrate with this traditional AI powered or discovery plus this additional quantum advantage layer enable platform that I'm going to show in the next section. Then and it is perfectly the seamless integration between both two sides, never don't touch anything. So it'll be happy to like either traditional side and quantum side, and optionally can bring the additional value. This is basically my basic fundamental idea to bring this framework. So there's a quantum problem transformation engine, and the AI quantum advanced layer, and hybrid simulation and decision intelligence, something like that. Right? So this is bring that whole the architecture. So I'm just thinking of, because I'm not interested in developing whole process, right? Because my interest is provide like agentic AI layer, like for example, they provide like a computational intelligence and monitor traditional drug discovery process based on AI power, and then find out the quantum advantage and bring the another layer, the quantum layer, the platform that I'm going to introduce next section. So this is just understanding the whole workflow, and then how the agentic AI can bring to understand this whole flow and then make them working seamlessly. This is basically what I'm thinking about it. Okay, so then I will go over the particular platform. I will choose particular platform that I affiliate with, and then show the some demo. Okay, so super platform is actually that I have them to like develop business cases, not just in the biopharma, because I have 30 years in all different type of the industry, especially emerging technologies. So I found that the quantum advantage can be found in many different areas. You can find, especially the finance, they require the huge complex optimization, like asset optimization. So I had a webinar about that. Also, like another layer is logistics, supply chain, complex climate change. Also, other sectors are probably I focus on is data center, energy management, and then grid energy, or the some other area. You can think of manufacturing, many area, right? Require a quantum advantage. So this is actually the application agnostic, right? You can design any problem in any industry, but I focus on in the drug discovery now. So it's kind of like I mentioned, that is also like they bring the multiple computational resources, and then depending on the problem, they provide whatever there is a quantum advantage they bring in, and then try to find out the potential solution. So this is some architecture. Okay, so I will go directly the demo. Okay, so this is a demo environment. So this they call Super TM. So it kind of like you can, for example, you can have your own program, like a problem statement builder. So it's kind of like a ChatGPT interface. So you set up your own problem, right? Describe your own problem. Tell us about your optimization challenge in plain language, right? So basically, they convert the problem you provide as optimization problem. So they have an optimization solver inside, but actually the quantum like application is based on several different type of the basic process. So optimization one of the big, And there is for example, quantum simulation is another layer. So, but this platform is focused on optimization. But I think that the nearly more than 70% of the rate, like quantum computer rate to like application problem can be uh, converted to like optimization and then like a direct optimization problem and additional optimization problem you can set up. So here that I've used already developed template, the molecular ground state energy is very keen to like understanding molecular dynamics in the fundamental level, like computational biology or computational toxicology require this kind of calculation. So it utilizing quantum circuit for this finding out the molecular ground state. But beauty of this is that you don't need to understand anything about technical background. So it is linked with the agentic AI. So agentic AI already have a knowledge of the quantum circuit. So they will construe depending on your input problem, right? And then it convert to the behind the code, right? For example, Python code, whatever, that this is a JSON type input. So you don't worry about anything. So they provide all the subject matter expert to you for you to understand your problem and convert it to solvable problem, right? So this is one very simple one. This is just a water molecule, H2 molecule is okay. So this is the simplest one, like hydrogen molecule, so H2 molecule type. So this is a very simple one. When I was a graduate in the physics department at Johns Hopkins, I back to 30 years ago, and then I can do as far as I understand, I can do this one as using quantum computing in the I can do in the notebook, right? Because solving the problem, they go shredding equation and solve the problem, right? But anyway, because now is a computer can solve, so I just bring the simple one. So and then it give you the multiple agentic AI. So it's a super agent pipeline is a multi-agent. They are interactive solve in each stage. So if you have a natural language process and they understand to what's your the problem, and then they try to for a refining agent to initiate analysis the molecular geometry for hydrogen using the STO3G basis set. So has a basic understanding of all the molecular dynamics and molecular simulation already in this agentic AI, this specialized agent. So try to set up the how to solve your problem, right? So step on step, and then it has a refine can be, and then they have some optionally how much you want to be in the detail, the standard accuracy for rapid prototyping, for example, then how should the system protect noise and migration during the quantum execution or something like that, right? So, and then so you just minimize this one. And so you can iterate many way, right? And then it try to select the which one is the best hardware, right? For example, Amazon bracket, there is like a D-Wave quantum, and then find out the, for example, 95% match for the Janado photonic, right? And Amazon break simulator is 80%. So it recommends the which hardware is best fit for your problem. So for example, Janado photonic and conform Janado photonic to process. And then it give you your problem handover to this specific quantum hardware. And then the beauty of this is a human co-pilot. So it gives you some way to actually that you can be you make some decision during this process. So whether you want another different type of the quantum hardware or the keep. So I will keep the one, so best selection. And then it give you the process to find out the problem, like a deployment agent. And then if they find the error, there is an automatic error correction. So they call auto co-filer. So they co-file it with you and they automatically perform anything required for you, right? Under your governance anyway, right? So you decide that, okay, it's good to me to find out the outcome of this computation. And then it provides like a dashboard to give you the what is your problem and then what how they solve it. And it's like they can find out something that what was the problem, something like that, and then give you the visualization of the molecular orbit energy level, and then solve matrix, how the problem solved problem, and then some basic code, so you can improve more, something like that. Okay. So this is just one example, but you can do that. Actually, I developed my best business process for other different type of the best business process utilizing this platform. So I have something that if you want to explore more, then just let me know, then we can discuss about that. Okay. Okay, so stop here. So I saw you everything intended today. So I think that I just give you the basic idea that what I really like to do, right? And then I give you some actually working platform, right? So I want to hear from you that if you your insight or comment of my approach, and if you among you have actually expertise in drug discovery, then share your experience or whatever. It's up to you, right? So we have a bunch of time. So if you want to do, then you can do that. Anyone? Okay, okay. Because if no other question, actually, the Randy. Yeah, definitely. A research timeline and then outcome quality and everything, right? And then you should think about bring the quantum computing is expensive than traditional quantum computing. So already think about ROI, right? So, but anyway, because if you find out the right problem, bring the strong quantum advantage, yeah, definitely they're winner. So yeah, that's a good insight. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and even I'm sorry, Alex, and even
Yeah.
today, I guess in the next 2 days, there's going to be a lot of FDA discussion about the regulations that are changing peptides.
Uh-huh.
So I know that some of this is eventually going to be AI driven,
Uh-huh.
and that's just going to be a more of a benefit even to regenerative medications. So
Uh-huh.
we live in amazing times. Actually on my end, it's hard for me to keep up with some of this information.
Yeah, and then because I showed some demo, right? So I can access that interface. I tried many different type of the problem to be have a strong corner advantage in the older drug discovery. I even the like programmatic therapeutics and even the clinical research and clinical operation. They bring a lot of fantastic one, right? But the problem is I cannot discuss with this community. I'm very hard time, right? I have a connected with LinkedIn more than 1,000 in my account. They are all professional in drug, at least drug discovery or the biopharma, R&D, innovation. And then I have a multiple time of to connect them. I provide the link, invite to the site, and then even some of the like most frontier that is they have a separate higher quantum expert. For example, that I know about in Boston is to Madonna is Madonna developing the COVID-19 vaccine. I know about there is a drug discovery team has a title is associate director of the drug discovery. He is a quantum physicist. He did PhD in physics, and then he apply his physics, quantum physics in the quantum computing in the drug discovery. I have a contact with him several times, and then show my vision. He said we are not ready.
Yeah, I mean, what's interesting is because all those people are like beyond my even capacity of knowledge, and yet, like you said, they're for some reason they're kind of reluctant to participate. I'm not exactly sure why that is, unless they had to sign some kind of like disclosure form or something that they can't participate. I don't know. Like you said, it's kind of peculiar, but there's not
Yeah,
much you can do about it. I mean, what do you can't
yeah,
really.
as far as I know that, as far as I know that there is a lot of the trials, right? The in industry trials. I have analyzed. I have a separate white paper, the list of the bunch of the industry trial, the including the drug discovery and other things, right? And then
Sure,
what they're doing is just trial. They are not thinking about the business case. What I mean, the business case, real life application, right? And then
sure.
that's one actually that I organize next 2 months. In middle of next month, I have a webinar about the quantum of AI and quantum application for real world value, right?
Well, no, exactly. Like you said, I mean, I'm not sure if this is all driven by like not so much opportunity, but like like you said, for some of these more knowledgeable people, if they're working with big companies, I don't know if it's also financially based as well, that they're looking for the highest rate of success using the finances that way, versus exploration and understanding that, not every concept or, theoretical belief is going to actually come to fruition.
Yeah.
That's usually how progress is made. It's not, made by 100%, right on the money.
Hmm. Yeah, so I just because over the past 3 years, you know that Randy, you know about my
Yes,
history. I developed a lot of the new concept, innovation framework, and then tried to collaborate with this is healthcare life science community, and I didn't get anyone, right? Except the current I switched my field
sure.
to quantum, and then also not in the healthcare life science, I applying to another all other industry I experience, right? And then contrast all different industry I have. Healthcare life science is the most difficult.
Exactly. I'm not exactly even sure why. Like, I mean, you gotta almost like make a guess, right? Because nobody actually will give you a factual reason why. Which to me doesn't make sense, right? Is it that you have too much understanding and knowledge and they'd rather work with someone that is confined to their policies and procedures? I don't know what it would be, right? Because it
Yeah,
doesn't make a lot of sense to me at all.
yeah. So, but anyway, because actually the recently a little bit better is because of the link with the my over 3 years agentic AI with the quantum. I found that there are a lot of people express their interest, so the situation getting better, but still that. So I want to be more focused on that. What actually can make this community adopt my innovative idea at least to just one small area. Like so I think about this framework. I want to be enabled because before I all of my innovation is from need to develop from the scratch. So my idea now is that existing two platform, right? It's already the
Sure.
quantum application platform, AI drug discovery platform, how actually the intelligently connect and then orchestrate, right? So implementation way is much easier and much viable, right?
Yeah, I mean, you've actually done like the most difficult part is actually just originating the platform, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, it seems for some odd reason, it doesn't seem to, I don't know, catch anyone's eye or want them to participate. I don't know what it would be.
Yeah, yeah. So maybe let me explore more, right? Because I still have a time because for the this drug discovery area, I found a definite advantage, and also I have a several person actually working in this field. And then what's the best approach I can have, right? Other than like a branding based approach, like initial like a big brand name like IBM plus like some
Sure.
Cleveland Clinic doing
Hmm.
something, and then Video Express, and then I found out what's the real value of that, right? Just the testing, right? Branding,
Exactly. I mean,
yeah.
that's like you said, right? It's almost like a drug discovery pipeline where you have to just only focus on what the focus is from the company versus, right? Just trying to focus on finding better solutions, which
Hmm.
might not include that drug discovery piece that the company is betting on, like you
Right.
mentioned, you know. I mean, it's
Yeah.
unfortunate, but it's, like you said, what are you going to do?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's just see whether this framework will be implemented and working. Actually, this
Hmm.
is my next target to make it viable, right? And
Sure.
maybe I need some other layer. So I found that I'm not much powerful with my side of the branding, power, and politics, right? Because I found that over the 3 years, my experience that a lot of the things going on is in the political decision, not,
It,
not providing innovative idea or whatever. So let me see that. I also think about that layer also. So I will try it. And anyway, because next month actually that I'm bringing more practical thing like all industry expert together about how we can generate real value. And also like recently I more focus on not this specific area of they call fault tolerance quantum computing. Actually, I have advantages of the PhD in physics, so more like a fundamental level to developing quantum computing, new area quantum computing. Actually, I have some partner now. Actually, we are bringing another modality of the new type of the quantum computing, completely new physics. So I'm back
sure.
10 years in healthcare and back to my original area. Anyway, so anyway, thank you, Randy. You continue to support to my effort, right?
Oh, I appreciate it. I learn a lot just by the, webinars and then also just the information you provide afterwards.
Hmm.
Which, like you said, I'm not sure why that doesn't in itself create like an opportunity, but like maybe it is politically motivated to a degree. I don't know.
Yeah, I will try that. Okay, thank you. Yeah,
Yep. Take care. Yep.
yeah, take
Bye-bye.
care. Bye bye.